Hello and welcome back to West Country Wanderings. Today we're here back in Cornwall, one of my Cornwall series. I've got my coffee here and we're on Seaton Beach, which lies in south east Cornwall. Staying for a few days with my daughter who lives in Liskeard, and we caught the bus down from Liskeard town centre, which I've done a separate video about this morning. Just a 25-minute bus ride, and it is only £3 return, so it's £6 for both of us to get them back. What we're intending to do though, have a look around the features of Seaton, and then we're going to walk to Downderry and then pick up the bus back to Liskeard from there. So I hope you can join us here again on West Country Wanderings in wonderful Cornwall. So on Seaton Beach you've got Seaton River, which is what this is, which goes in a curve. Now if you kind of visit this over different times during the year, you'll notice that it changes shape slightly. When I used to work in Plymouth, I worked with somebody that actually lived in Looe, and the town flooded the car park, which is still quite wet. We might have a look over there because that's where the country park is. But you have the stony grey pebbles there, if you can just see that there, which shift with the water levels and the tides as well. So the whole thing changes, this one continuous ebb and flow of movement of the river. Not just the water, of course, but also the course of it in its direction. But you can see it extending right out there to the beach. Now when we were coming down from Liskeard, it was actually raining, and it's amazing. We just had that coffee there under the shelter, and then I decided to start the video off outside because the rain stopped and the sun's come out. It's lovely. I hope it's going to be lovely for the rest of the day now. We've even got some iconic trees. Oh, I hate that word, iconic. I don't know why I said that. We've even got some trees there. It just looks absolutely stunning on the edge of the cliff there. We'll make our way around to the coast at Downderry. Now, though this isn't one of my railway series videos, there is a railway connection to Seaton. You're probably thinking, well, Seaton doesn't have a railway station. Indeed, it doesn't, but it nearly did. Just before the start of the Second World War, GWR, Great Western Railway, planned to build a new railway direct from the city of Plymouth to the resort of Looe. And that would have bypassed the town of Liskeard, because currently Looe is linked to Liskeard via the railway, following the old Carradon mining tramway and the canal, of course. And that would have taken that out. It would have saved some 6 miles of railway travel time. But it would have been quite an extensive bit of engineering, because it would have required 3 tunnels, including one here at Seaton. It would have gone right under that cliff to the little village of Millendreth, and it would have started near the top around St Germans, around the A38 there, branching away from the main line and swinging its way down, involving 3 tunnels and at least 2 viaducts. It would have been a significant cost. However, the outbreak of the Second World War put all of that to the stop, and the only bit that was actually completed was one signal box where the junction would have been, and a little bit of civil engineering to start the tunnel off at Millendreth. The other thing that Seaton has is Seaton Valley Country Park. So you saw the river there coming into the beach. That starts off at a village called Hessenford, just 2 or 3 miles north of here. And when it goes through that valley, it travels through the country park. It's actually one of only 4 country parks in Cornwall. And the other one is Kit Hill, which was given to the people of Cornwall when the then Prince Charles, now King Charles of course, children were born. I think it was on the birth of William. There's another one at Mount Edgecombe, and the fourth and final one is at Tahiti Country Park near the towns of Redruth and Camborne. So tucked off the country park here at Seaton Valley Country Park is this sensory garden just through that gate there. Just go and have a look. Now, if memory serves me correctly from my time living in Cornwall and Plymouth, this was a Millennium project, and it was designed to help people with all types of sensory disabilities, whether they have restricted hearing or restricted sight, that sort of thing, and other disabilities as well. So it's to create different textures and different smells and sights throughout the garden. And it's wonderful just to be able to just stroll through it on this Saturday morning, which is a little bit chilly, but at least it's dry and sunny. So as well as the cafe where I started the video, it was just started to rain again, but I thought there might be bits of rain. We've also got sun, so there might be a rainbow that appears. You had the Smuggler's Inn, or the Smuggler's Arms here as well, which I believe does good food, but may get some shelter in a bit, rain coming down. But yes, we got surfers out here today, so it's a good day for surfing despite the rain amongst the sunshine. You have to take both in equal measure, don't you? Such is life. But wonderful beach. I've always liked Seaton. It's not that popular with tourists that prefer the yellow and white golden sands of places like St Ives and Perranporth, also where I used to live. But I think this place has a certain charm to it, and I do like the fact it is in a valley with the rocks and that country park as well. Well, I had to put my camera away then because the rain came down. Well, not heavy. It was quite some large drops of shower, so I put my camera away for a few minutes. Now the sun has come back out again and the rain has stopped as we're making our way along the top part of the sea wall to Downderry in this part of southeast Cornwall. Southeast Cornwall, by the way, is sometimes known as the forgotten corner of Cornwall because it is bypassed by a lot of tourists. And I think the reason for that is the ferry, the Torpoint ferry, and the bridge. If you use either of those to get into Cornwall, you will kind of go up the A374 or cross on the A38. You will miss this sector of Cornwall. But I think it's wonderful. It's much quieter than other parts of Cornwall. It's less overdeveloped, a lot less industrial, and you can really enjoy the sights and sounds of nature. It's just a beautiful place. If you do come to Cornwall, don't overlook the forgotten Cornwall. Now we're looking out to the town of Looe, and to the left of that is Looe Island, which is now managed by the Cornwall Wildlife Trust. I think I've mentioned before I used to work for them as well as their fundraising and events manager, but yeah, they look after that island, and it used to be lived in by two sisters, and they wrote a book about it all. It's great too to come here uninhibited buy a car. The car park here, like a lot of the car parks next to beaches in Cornwall, is now quite pricey. I think it was like £5 or £6 just for a couple of hours, whereas you can come here from one of the inland towns and park much cheaper, and come here just, as I say, £3 return at the moment. I believe that's going up at the end of October to £2.50 single, so I think the new return price will either be £3.50 or £4, but it's still a lot cheaper than coming by car, and that's just if you're coming on your own. If you're coming with somebody else, it works out cheaper again. Now, like a lot of coastal places and coast around the West Country Wanderings region, particularly West Bay in Dorset, which we've not covered yet, erosion here is a constant source of trouble. And you can see how not that long ago the cliff here has collapsed, and they put more bricks up to shore it at the base. So there's this section here which is quite new to the right of your screen at the moment. Now, I often feel that in October, November, December and early January, Cornwall is at its very best. I prefer the quality of the light, and I also like the fact that a lot of the places are much quieter and you can really enjoy them away from the crowds. But yeah, it's a combination of light and quietness which really makes Cornwall in autumn and winter a particularly special place. And I think that gets often overlooked. People tend to visit Cornwall in the summertime when the weather can actually be worse than it is in October in terms of rainfall. Now, at low tide or lowish tide like we have at the moment, both Seaton Beach and Downderry Beach become one, although they both have different characters. Seaton Beach is famous for the river and the curve and the grey sand and the large flat grey pebbles, but Downderry Beach is famous for the rock pools, of which there are many surrounding me at the moment. So from the lovely beach here at Downderry in magnificent southeast Cornwall, that's it for today. And one of my Cornwall series here on West Country Wanderings. I hope you enjoyed the tour and the walk today from Seaton to Downderry, telling you a little bit about the former railway, or rather the railway that was planned that never actually happened. Love to know your thoughts on that. Indeed, this part of southeast Cornwall if you've ever visited it yourselves. Until next time on the channel, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and I hope to see you on the channel again very, very soon. All the best for now. Bye bye.